Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going over another Skirmish winning Kai'Sa deck profile. This is eerily similar to my last one. This video is going to be more so going over my plans for Atlanta Regional coming up this next weekend from my recording. I'm recording this on Monday, April 20th. Happy 420, haha. I'm recording this video mostly to capture my thoughts on what I am debating on bringing because Kai'Sa did not have a good showing in Lille. However, I want to play Kai'Sa because I think Kai'Sa is cool. So I'm probably going to take Kai'Sa regardless. But I have some changes I'm thinking about making. And as one of my friends has pointed out, I am playing exactly 4 cards, not copies, but 4 separate cards that are not from Origins in this deck between main board and sideboard. So, including battlefields. These are just 3 old battlefields. Maybe I'm just a boomer. Maybe I want to play set 1 Kai'Sa again because I never really got the chance to play it in set 1 because I was too busy sweating on Annie. But that's past the point. This is the Kai'Sa deck profile and a meta recap over Lille. Azir won Lille. Azir is very favored into a lot of the meta decks right now, including Irelia because the yellow deck. It kind of beats up on Victor because it has infinite units, and Arise is just too hard to interact with for the yellow decks to beat. It has a medium matchup into Kai'Sa, but I think he might have just dodged all the Kai'Sas. Very little Thermo being played. I know one got played on him in top 8 by Prismaticism, but I don't think it was impactful enough because the Annie matchup is already so easy for Azir to beat, just because it has infinite big bodies and Annie just doesn't have the tempo anymore or like the resource game that it had with Scrap Heap and all the good battlefields to play against Azir anymore. But getting past that, we'll talk more after the deck profile. Same deck profile, we have a shiny new edition. It's so pretty. I love looking at this card, and I really want to play it unsleeved, but I'm not an animal. Same stuff. This Kai'Sa, dope champion card. Same rune split as before. 7 of the good one, and then 5 blue. It's very, very simple. We still don't play Time Warp. I am not a Time Warp believer. I saw the best of Kai'Sa list from Lille, and it was just weird. He had a bunch of weird one-ons in his main deck. He had some Time Warps. I believe he was just very tech for the meta. And I want to play a deck that isn't tech for the meta, it's tech for my playstyle. And my playstyle does not reward Time Warp. It rewards playing the aggro game, being the tempo, and winning faster than Time Warp will ever matter. Those are the runes. Keep these guys back here because they're cool. Same battlefield as last time. We got Vile Maws, Arena's Greatest, and Zon Warrens. I'm still starting Zon Warrens. It can go between these two depending on the matchup, how scared you are of their game 1 battlefield. But Zon Wars just really helps with consistency. Arena's Greatest when you're going first, and then the other one of these two you didn't start with, you just play going second because you have to. My matchups for the Skirmish, I played against a Master Yi, an Irelia, a Lucian, and a Victor. And then in my top 4, I played a Lucian and then a Victor. The 2 players who I played in the 3rd and 4th round. My ending record at Swiss was 2-2. I started out 2-0, and then I lost to the Lucian, and I lost to the Victor. Both good players. Both good deck choices. The Victor matchup was a little bit unfortunate because it's supposed to be a favored matchup. The Lucian matchup I'm just not too certain on. His list was a little different from the standard Lucian list, and I believe better because he played more units and less of the clunky. He didn't play Skyfall, he didn't play Trinity Force. He was just on a bunch of units, Yone, he was just killing all my stuff. But we managed to clutch up in the top 4, and that's what matters. So, getting into the deck, the main deck is exactly the same. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. In case you guys missed it last time, we were playing these 8 1-drop spells. They're all broken. They're all from Origins. All the Origins cards are nuts, guys. The Spear Force cards are good too, but the Origins cards are just far and above the staple cards. They wanted to set this game up with a tonality to be able to just set the tone for the rest of the game by printing the good cards first. So Hextech Ray is Lightning Bolt. It is broken. Stupefy, -1 might to a unit, draw a card. It is broken. Retreat, save one of your cards, they go negative a card because they're trying to kill it or win in combat, and you get a rune, +1. Broken. Getting past all this, the best card in my deck, Falling Star. Broken. 3 to 2 units anywhere, it doesn't matter where, it's 2 and 1 energy because you're playing Kai'Sa and everything's -1 energy for the spells. 3 Poro, this is a new edition from Spearforged. One of the very few. It's just better than playing the other 2s like Pouty Poro because I don't care about the deflect. The deflect might be relevant into the Victor matchups and the Azir is more medium, but Victor mostly in like the Lux players that are playing because it's good into Draven and stuff still, and Irelia. Ravenbloom, Watchful Sentry. Both Origins cards. This is far and above one of the best cards in my deck. Every time I'm going through my last turn, I'm storming off, and I have 2 of these in play. They turn into 7, 8, 9 power worth of guys for 2 energy. This card could have been an epic or higher, but they print it as an uncommon because they want the players to play the game. Not a whole explanation. Kai'Sa decklists are easy, guys. Just put the good cards in. 3 Lecturing Yordle, 2 Void Seeker. I'm still a firm believer in Void Seeker. This card is just good. People cut it all the time, and I think the best of list was playing 1 or maybe even 2, but I don't think he was playing. I just don't believe in cutting this card. Drawing a card 3 for 4, 0 energy or 0 power because you're playing Kai'Sa, it's just too good in my eyes, in my Magic and all the other card game brain. I just can't turn that down. Everything that says draw a card, I want to play. I love drawing cards. 3 Noxus Hopeful, 1 Rocket Barrage. Rocket Barrage is really good into a lot of the rogue decks. It's good into Irelia. It helps that out in the main deck, just having one of this copy. Came up clutch by Lucian matchup, just shooting the Lucian, killing the gear he was attached to for 8, and then just kind of blowing him out. Way to kill stuff in base on turn 2 if you need to against decks like Master Yi. They're just going to try to tank one big unit, and if they untap with ruins, they can just protect him. Still on a 2-2 split of Darius for Ferris. This might go down to a 3-1 split now with the yellow decks like Azir being popular, and this card's really good into Azir. But Darius is just not so good into the yellow decks because you have to commit multiple cards playing him and readying him. Then he just dies. And Ferris Former is always +2 bodies. The spells, we're still playing 1 Progress Day, 2 Singularity, 1 Acathian Rain. I think Singularity is still really good because it's good into Irelia. It's not good into Azir. And I'll go into the changes I'm thinking about making for Atlanta after I get done with the deck profile, but just going back through people who didn't see the first video on my channel, or my second video. But regardless, these cards are good. I think all these cards are really good. I want to play a second Acathian Rain somewhere just because when it comes up and those matches where you just need to clear the board and reset everything and then play out a dude and gain tempo back, this card just feels really good all the time. But once again, changes after. Getting these out of the way. 3 of the card that will never change. I can't cut this card. It's just way too good. 8 Accelerate for a 7 Might unit, giving everything -3, comboing with all the other kill spells in your deck, and just wiping the board in the last turn. When you're at 6 points and you have a Thousand Tail Watcher, it is impossible to lose. You know, marginally. It's easy to lose in any situation. Nobody is invincible. Nobody never loses. That is the game of Riftbound and TCGs in general. Nobody's invincible, guys. And I see this all the time in players, sometimes at locals, but not so much with me because I am newer to the scene. But a lot of these professional players, you'll get paired into them at a regional and you'll just start sweating and worrying because, oh my God, that's Prismaticism. He's like the best team of player I've ever seen in my life. He's just such a good player. How am I ever going to beat him? If you put yourself in that mindset, you're already playing at a disadvantage. You want to go into it thinking he is not any different than any other player you're going to play against. He's going to play at the top level of his competitive skill, but you want that to happen anyway because if you're going to do anything from the game, you're going to learn. You want to play against every player as though they're playing optimally. I don't care if it's a skirmish, I don't care what it is. If it's a tournament my opponent thinks is a better player you can make and it doesn't impact the board state enough for it to matter, take it back, man. Play your cards in a different order. I want you to play at your best so I can play at my best going forward from this event. But regardless, that's the main deck, guys. 39 cards, 40 with this. Side deck changed by 1 card. It was a Progress Day instead of the unchecked power. We talked about that in my last video. I think this card came up a lot, but maybe 2 is just unnecessary, and I'm just greedy because I like drawing cards. We've been over this. The 3rd Ferris Forerunner, which may move to the main deck. 3rd Retreat, which I don't know if we need this anymore, but it's good into Azir. Thorough Beam. May need to play a 3rd of this if Azir's just going to be like the best deck in the game now, I guess. And then 2 Smoke Screens, which may not be necessary if Azir's just the best deck. So this side deck may become very volatile in the next couple of days with me testing a lot and trying to get stuff figured out. By the way, be expecting a Atlanta regional vlog coming out within a few weeks. I want that to be my first big vlog video, and I want to record my experience and show you guys what it's like traveling and preparing for a regional. Because this is the second Riftbound regional I've played. I played the Houston one last year in December. I was around 100th after Swiss. I think I was like 112th because I just bricked in my last round against the Kai'Sa playing Annie, and it's a pretty hard matchup anyway. But I had to win it in, didn't win, so it happens. Everyone loses. Bellow's Breath is really good into Azir, so I'm thinking about adding more. But that is right after we get done here. So guys, that's the deck. The deck is still very good. I am playing it, trying to test. Pretty tokens for you to look at while I'm talking. You know, I'm gonna yap. I love yapping, my favorite hobby. Regardless, guys, let's get into the discussion. So the meta discussion, we saw at Lille a huge increase in the rogue yellow decks like Rek'Sai and Azir popping up. More Draven than people would have expected prior, and Irelia just showing up and clobbering up all of the matchups that it's supposed to clobber, like the Dravens, but losing to the yellow decks. The Azir winning was both an expression of a huge skill gap between him and everybody else that he played prior, because Azir's a hard deck to pilot. People think it's just kind of turn off your brain, draw, play equipment, play your eyes, but the timing you need and all the tricks you have with moving your units and who to equip where, weapon master, how that interaction can be changed with timing and like playing a guard at instant speed. It's just so hard to think about all that stuff in advance. Far and above, very good player. I do also believe he got fortunate in his matchups. I don't know if he has a turn report out, and maybe I'm just talking out of somewhere I shouldn't be talking out of. But regardless, I think Azir is a well-positioned deck, but I think it also lacks in places where you can brick pretty easily. You need to draw a good split of tricks to equipment to arises, because if you don't see your arise in the late game, you kind of just lose. And if you don't see your equipment early game, it's really tough. And if you need those key interactions like your disciplines, your on guards, your defies, your hidden blades, you need all that stuff when you need it. Which is it's the same to be said about any deck. These are very generic statements, but with Azir specifically, having the card arise in your deck needs you to already have a pre-established board state for it to be relevant. If you don't take your early turn setting up that board state with the equipment you're playing and the sand soldiers you're making, then the arise isn't going to feel as powerful when it's just making 2 or 3 dudes as it would if it was making 5 or 6, you know? So I think a lot of that is just drawing well, and you need that to win any tournament undefeated. You need to take the run, you need to grab it, and you need to go. You need to draw well, you need to play well, and you need to hit the good matchups when you do. So congrats to the winner of Lille. I think that Kai'Sa did not do as well as I was expecting, but maybe that's just due to all the Aurelia in Europe. A lot of Aurelia over there, guys. I don't know if there's going to be much in the United States. I think there's going to be a huge uptick on all the yellow decks, which I think Kai'Sa is favored into the yellow deck, so I want to keep playing this deck. So I believe I'm just going to lock this in. I debated just, bandwagoning, switching to Azir, and just slamming, practicing that for a full week and just trying that. But guys, I don't want to let you guys down. As fellow Kai'Sa players, I'm sure we're going to play Kai'Sa. We're going to lock it in, and we're just going to figure out the best list possible. Getting into the best list possible, I'm going to go into the changes I would make. So I have these 3 cards here. I have 2 Longsword, 2 Piercing Lights, and a Bella's Breath. It's very similar to Longsword because of the cost, and I just get confused. These are the cards that I'm not playing because I'm a dumb, and whenever I was originally building my deck the day before a skirmish, and I was just throwing Kai'Sa cards in a box, I forgot this card existed. This card seems really strong, and I should probably be playing it somewhere in my deck. Bellows Breath, I have 1 on my board. I want to put another one on I want to put 1 on my main, 1 on my board, because I think the Elix are going to be huge insurgents, and Bellows Breath is really good against those. It also gives you some nut draws with like draw Bellows Breath, Thousand Tail Watcher, clear infinite bodies. So what I would cut, I'm thinking in the main deck, maybe we just trim down on the Yordles. So this card's really good, but I think we can maybe afford to cut these and move them to the sideboard. Now what that would entail for the sideboard is I think the 3rd progress day, or the 2nd progress comes out, I think the retreat comes out, and I do believe that one of the smoke screens can leave. That would put our sideboard looking something more like this, which is 3 Yordles that you bring in when you're going second, because this card going second is broken. 3 for 2, tank, draw a card, replaces himself. He's just free body. Playing him on turn 1 is broken. When you draw him late game, he still replaces himself, but in the mid game is where he struggles. When you have 6, maybe 5 runes, and it's awkward to play with the other guys. We'd keep this in the side just because I don't want to play it into all the Aurelias. Smokescreen, Thermo Beam, and Ferris Forerunner. But I think in the main deck, I want to fit this guy in. So for that, I believe we're going to try something scary, guys. I know, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. I think we may have to cut a retreat. But I don't know. I like retreat a lot. I am a big retreat enjoyer because every time somebody just gets hard stopped by retreat, back to my hand, my guy, I think as much as I hate to say it, it might be time for Darius to go. I might send him out to the pastures, guys, and I'm really sorry to say this, but it's just still up in the air. I'm certain about these changes. I want to put these in my main, and I want to take these cards out of my side because I don't think they're very necessary right now. Because Aurelia's, really is just a little fake right now. I don't know. It just gets beat up by all the other decks. So I'm gonna do what that guy did. I'm not gonna hit Aurelia. I'm not going to. I have faith, I have belief that if I pair into Aurelia, I'm gonna try to be better than him or her. And barring that, I'm gonna try to get lucky. Everyone's gotta get lucky sometimes, and I wanna get lucky right now. So far these are the cuts. I think that I want to fit these in my main deck, but I don't know about the Bell's Breath. It might just be in the side, and I might just like... It's so tough because I have so little space, but I want to keep the Rocket Barrage in my deck. Maybe 2 Singularities is a bit excessive with Azir coming around, but Singularity is still pretty good in that matchup. Maybe we actually have to cut a retreat. I also don't want a meta deck or meta game. I want this to be my deck whenever I take it to a regional. So I'm just really against taking the best of deck and running that back because it's very suited to a playstyle. And my playstyle is really, I want to get up under the other decks. I want to shake their foundation and I want to push my guys in and take the points. So playing the removal and stuff feels a little wonky to me. So maybe I keep this card out. And for my main deck, big think. So I'll be fitting these 3 cards in. So for the main deck, I need to cut one more card. Do some math real quick. 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39. So put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So put this in here. 39. And I could put this back in my sideboard. But then I need this in my deck somewhere. Maybe we just don't play the other Bell's Breath, but that feels greedy because the Azir is so good. But like with Azir, you already have these. And also your deck's just like naturally pretty well positioned into Azir, it feels like. But like with Bell's Breath, it just helps so much. I'm kind of just talking to myself right now, guys. Ignore me. I'm really scared of Irelia, and Smokescreen feels good into her. But maybe with the Singularity in my main deck, I shouldn't be as scared. So maybe we go down to 1 Smokescreen up to 2 Bell's Breath. So it's like 2, 2, 3, 1. I kind of like this, but I also kind of don't because it feels really weird. So like going second everything, I can just put these in for whatever bad. Going into Azir, I have Beam Breath. Going into Irelia, I have Beam Smokescreen. Into Draven, I have Bellows Breath Smokescreen. Victor, I have Bellows Breath. My deck's really suited for that with the Progress Day and stuff. So if I take these out, I'll put my main deck like that. I think I'm going to test this. So right now my version, I'm going to cut these 3 cards. 1 from the side, 1 from the side, 1 from the side. I'm going to move the Yordles to the side. I'm going to bring in the 3rd Ferris Forerunner. So up to 3 of that, 2 Darius. But with the added consistency of Zon Warrens, I'm not as afraid of breaking on the big guys. So I'm okay with playing a bunch of big guys in my main. I always side them out in my post games. And we'd put in 2 Piercing Light in the main. This card feels really good. Playing with it and like remembering that this card exists it helps a lot, guys, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna lock this in, okay? I'm gonna do it right here in front of you guys so you can hold me accountable. If I remember how I can unsleeve these. How did I sleeve these? Oh, it's a sealable, okay. So taking the Progress Day out, putting a Bellows Breath in, and that is the sideboard. So now we have 2 Bellows Breath in our sideboard, as well as 2 Thermal Beam and a Smokescreen. If my sleeve would stop getting stuck, that'd be nice. That's okay. Sometimes sleeve gets stuck. And we put this back in here. And then these 2 I'll re-sleeve later. But just know these are my main deck. Also, one thing in the last part of the video, guys, shout out to STG Cards. Great store in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. If you're anywhere around the area, check it out. Billy is awesome, Merrick is hilarious, and all the crew there are super sweet guys, and they're hilarious to play with. They're awesome to be around. They make the game fun. The store vibe really impacts how much fun I have in a skirmish. Whether I win or lose, I want to be having fun. I want to be joking with people. I want people to be having fun around me. I want to be that guy that's just sitting there chopping up with everybody. And the guys at STG really make that possible. So shout out STG. If you ever have cards you're looking to sell, cards you're looking to buy, sealed product, talk to Billy. Billy is the guy. Also, shout out to Valkyrie Gaming, my home store in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. I wouldn't be anywhere I am today without them. They have been impactful in my development as a player, in my development as a person, and in my life in general. I love you guys. I mean it. That is it for this video. I will make another video later this week on my trip to Atlanta, as well as if I find the time, I'm going to try to make another meta discussion video coming at you guys after I've studied up some more and have more impactful insight than me just yapping. All right, guys, I love you. I mean it.